5 things I've learned since 2 of my adult children have gone no contact with me. Number 1, intergenerational trauma is real, and as a result of my unhealed wounds, I was emotionally unavailable to my sons. They made the right decision for them, and I'm proud of them. The best way I can love them is to honor and respect their no contact wishes. I could either blame them or I could work on me. I chose to work on me. Just because I tried my best doesn't mean I didn't mess up being a parent, and admitting that doesn't make me a bad person. My son's going no contact with me has been one of the most difficult things that's ever happened to me in my life, but it's also been a blessing. Please hear me out here. It has given me the time and the space to be able to look at my own unhealed trauma and figure out where my own toxicity is and how I can improve myself, how I can heal myself and become a better version of myself. There's always something to learn. No matter what we go through in life, there's always something we can learn about ourselves.
So hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Gen X reactions to their kids going no contact. I did this video about 2 months ago and I got a lot of reaction in my comment section, but we're going to watch some other videos of parents that their kids went no contact with them, their reactions, and maybe 1 or 2 kids sharing their experience on how they went no contact with their parents. So let's watch those videos and we'll be right back.
When my youngest daughter first went no contact, I had every emotion that you can imagine. I was completely shocked. I never saw it coming. And then I was really angry. I was so mad that she would do this to not only me, but to our family, that she would just leave with no explanation. But then I found myself wanting to wheel and deal, or negotiate, take all the blame. What can I do? It's all my fault. I became apologetic. I'm so sorry. I should have done better. I should have been a better mother. And so then I had all this guilt from what did I do that caused her to feel like this is the only decision she could make that was best for her. But then I had to kind of accept it and be like, okay, look, I don't like this. I don't even understand it, but I'm going to have to respect her decision to not be a part of our family anymore. And as painful as that is, she has a right to decide that, even if I don't like it. But I wasn't prepared for the guilt I would feel for enjoying my life and moving on without her. As painful as that is to say, my life is still good and I miss her every single day, but I'm not going to stop living. I'm not going to stop doing things. I feel bad when, today I bought tickets for all of us to go see Callaway Gardens, the Christmas lights. And normally that's something, I would get a ticket for her to go see too, but I'm not going to feel bad about having a good time with the rest of my children and my grandchildren. Well, I can't imagine that she would be watching this video or any video that I make, because she shouldn't. She's gone no contact, which means she wants nothing to do with me. So why would you watch the content that someone's making that you want nothing to do with them? Just to give you reasons to be angry? Just to find fault in them and something that they're saying, waiting on them to mess up and say the wrong thing so you can say, aha, see? That's how they really are. I make content on purpose. I know what I'm saying, why I'm saying it. I talk about how I feel, and I have a right to do that, and I'm not going to stop. If me making a video saying, hey, my adult child said, please leave me alone, and I am going to respect those wishes, if that makes someone mad, not my problem. If me saying I've been asked to move on with my life, to make myself happy, and me saying I'm doing the best that I can to make that happen, if that makes them mad, again, not my issue. That's theirs. We get to talk about how we feel. Parents matter. I know that's hard for some of you that have gone no contact to understand, but it does matter. And if me saying that I love her so much and I miss her every single day, but I'm still going to try to find the good stuff in life, I'm still going to be happy with my other children and my grandchildren in my life, if that makes someone mad, sounds like they need therapy way more than I do.
A little check-in with regards to no contact parent alienation and being in the midst of it. I will say that talking about it, whether it be to just a screen or to y'all or reading comments or knowing that I'm not the only one, has actually been very healing. Just kind of touching base with people and listening to their stories, and my situation isn't as bad as I thought. So we're coming up on a year of officially no contact. I think the last or major text that I got from her, from my daughter, was explaining that she was working through some trauma and that she felt it best that she not be in contact with me during her time of healing. And again, it was completely out of the blue that I got this message. And of course, I was shocked. But again, having lived it for a year now, coming up on a year anniversary, I guess is what you would say. And finding just a place to talk about it, i.e. therapy, my kind of therapy. The burden or the hurt or the heaviness has lifted some. And I'm so thankful. So if I can pass along anything today in this journey, is that I encourage you all to talk about it. Talk about it however you find a place. However you find a place. With whomever you find a place. Talk about it. Again, I'm all about keeping open communication. That's one of the things that I will probably continue to stress, is that it's important to keep open communication, not cut people off. So anyways, for someone who is in the midst of it, coming up on 1 year of very limited contact, the burden has lifted a little bit, and it's not as heavy to carry around. So I just wanted to pass that on, and for anybody who's struggling or who needed to hear that, I just wanted to say that. So keep praying, keep doing all the good things, all the right things, and I hope our stories help other people. So talk to you soon.
Come with us to visit our mom that we're both no contact with.
Hell yeah.
How long has it been since you've seen her?
This is absolutely cruelty. So you have two kids who think this is a joke. They're clearly, in my opinion, have not been abused. Neither one of them are afraid to see their mother. In fact, it's almost as if this is going to be harassment. This whole thing screams at parental alienation. Making fun of your mom, showing up at your mom's house, not knowing where your mom lives, thinking that your Xbox password that's attached to her email, which I understand because I have a son, that it's the point of it. He's very, what's that called? There's a dog on me. It's incredibly entitled. First of all, you're using her email and you haven't changed it, and you haven't seen her for 2 years. So it never occurred to you in 2 years to change your Xbox password or email, which you can do because my son has done it, right? Because we kept having this issue as well. But you're mad at her for changing the password on her own email, and you're taking it personally. I would love to know where dad is. I would love to know who has given you this sense of entitlement. I would love to know why you think it's okay to be cruel to someone who literally gave you life.
Almost 2 years. Almost
For
2
me,
years.
5. We're very excited.
This kind of laughter, this kind of giddiness, to me, if we're going to talk about demons, if we're going to talk about spirits, if we're going to talk about thought patterns, this was given to her by someone else. And I would go so far, I would love to know the story behind this. I will bet you $10 this was created around a divorce. I will bet you $10 that their dad can do no wrong. I will bet you $10 that they haven't had respect for their mom for a long time because of someone else, and that they have been triangulated through that someone else. This is, in my opinion, from the outside looking in, based on one video, this is parental alienation. This is an example of parental alienation that is just mind-blowing for me, because I can see the spirit of cruelty. I can see the spirit of detachment. Had they actually been abused, this is not how actual abused kids act. They don't act happy and giddy and like, oh, we're coming to see our mom. We've been assholes to her for 5 years. Let's go. That shit's weird. That shit is weird.
So excited.
We're going to get his Xbox password because it was under her email and he spent like thousands of dollars on it, and then she just changed the password on him so he can't use it now.
It's not even about the money. It's about the fact that
It's the principle.
mine. It's my shit. And
It's the
she's being
principle.
petty and she's not getting it back. So.
Yeah.
It's like a reward loop for dehumanizing someone else. And this could be anyone. It happens to be their mom. This is basically the energy of like disassociation. This is an example of someone who has effectively and dramatically managed to alienate. And can you imagine being that poor mom?
The restaurant, we were at her work. I am super nervous.
I'm super nervous. Like, I like feel my stomach has like knots in it. Watch, she's not even gonna be here.
Yeah, well,
You kids know why you're super nervous? Because you know you're full of shit. You know down deep in your heart that someone has fed you bullshit about your mom and you have chosen to believe it. You are nervous because you know this is cruel. You know this is wrong. You know you're acting entitled. And you know that if you haven't gotten your password figured out in 2 years to someone else's email, you know you're just doing this to be spiteful and ugly. And I'll bet you $10, again, there's probably a dad, or if she's same sex, there's maybe another mom on the other end of this going, oh, you deserve it. You go get it. You go tell that bitch. Now, you'll notice that the other parent isn't there to do the dirty work. That other parent is going to let those kids do the dirty work. There's no way I believe that young guy lives alone. Maybe I could be wrong. But primarily someone who's that concerned over an Xbox password has someone else paying the bills. That's as much as I'm going to show. If you can watch this and legitimately make an excuse for these two being no contact, they're not afraid, they're giddy over it, they're nervous, they're shameful, and the only thing that can really overcome shame like this is this mocking cruelty, this spirit of mocking. They want to humiliate their mother. They don't just want an email password. You could text somebody for that. You could call somebody for that. You could actually call Xbox and explain the situation and probably get your shit that you've spent thousands of dollars for. I'm sure someone spent it. And you could get this handled another way. You could even ask the other parent to contact that parent and say, hey, so-and-so's blah, blah, blah. Here's what we need to do. But you guys aren't doing any of that. You're jumping in a car. You're laughing. You're being cruel. You are covering the fact that you are so wrong with this giddy laughter. It's a sad time in history.
Whew, man, no contact is not easy. I don't think it's easy both on the kids and on the parents, because there's no child that would just want to, go no contact with their parents for no reason. But there are so many reasons why a child wants to go no contact. So when your child wants to go no contact with you as a parent, I think you should look inwards and understand why that child wants to go no contact. If you have looked inwards, you've checked, and you've been a very good parent, because I also understand that some children might just be doing it for no reason or as a trend. But if it is not as a trend, and you've given that child some traumas, you need to work on yourself and you need to understand why that child is running away from you. And if not, I think maybe you should just pray for them to come back. And generally, parents should raise their kids right. Parents should treat their kids with fairness, be good to their kids, be strict, but don't neglect your kids. Don't treat them like they're animals. Don't compare them to other children. Don't abandon them, and then you will not see anything like no contact. Just love your kids and train them in the right way. Let's read some of the comments that were on my last no contact video. Some parents left a lot of comments, some kids also left a lot of comments. So let's read some of those comments. So this person said, I'm a Gen X parent with an ungrateful adult daughter that went with this so-called no contact. All I have to say about it is that it is less stress and drama in life. Wow, that's how you feel about your daughter going no contact with you. That's your feeling, and I think it's valid for you. I went no contact with my oldest child because of her extreme toxicity. Oh, this next parent is like, the other way around. She went no contact with her child. Wow. Both my other children have great relationship with me. So why do you think the oldest child turned out different? Do you think something happened? Do you think there's something she's struggling with, or there's something she's battling with? Do you think she needs therapy instead of going no contact with your child? I don't know. Have you tried other options? I wholeheartedly agree with mama number one. That's the first. I'll put the video here so that you guys can go and watch it. My eldest child, who is over 30, has also chosen to go no contact with me and most of the family. I'm a recovering drug addict. He went through way too much as a result of my poor choices. He deserves his space and his freedom from his past. I love him and all my children, but it took me literally years to learn to love myself so I could love my children the way they deserve to be loved. I'm grateful for all my offsprings. They literally taught me how to love unconditionally and how to set boundaries and so much more. I'm a better person, woman, and mother because of them. Wow. This is so emotional. Like, I'm happy. This is what I call self-awareness. And it's not everybody that is self-aware. So mom, if you watch this video, I'm so proud of you. I'm happy that you see things this way. I'm happy that you understand why he went no contact, and I'm very sure that with time, he would come back, because you are not the same person you were. This next person said, children do not owe their parents anything, full stop. Okay, I think this is a child that is talking about their parents. They do not deserve unwavering loyalty and total subservience for doing the bare minimum not to have their children taken away by the state. They do not deserve respect when they do not respect their children. I don't know why you are, angry, because you sound angry, but I agree somewhat. But I feel like I owe my parents love. I owe them respect. You know, I owe them care because they also cared for me, and they're also good to me. So I owe them everything. But it's not like they are enforcing the, oh, you owe me so much. You know, I choose to feel like I owe them, and you know, yeah, we're all happy in my house. There's love at home. This person says, I'm a millennial who has been no contact with my boomer dad for about 10 years now. Things got ugly and it's for the best. I won't judge anyone's reason for going no contact or not. There are many different factors involved. Yeah, I agree too. Can't wait to see these no contact adult children when their kids follow suit and go no contact with them. They are setting the example and they are going to find out how imperfect they are as parents. Good luck with that. I don't really agree with this because some of those kids experienced trauma at home, like severe trauma. And I know that you would not want your own children to experience what you experienced. For example, there are some things I know I experienced when I was younger that I know that I would, you know, not want my children to go through, or some things that, you know, my parents did and I won't do with my children. For example, there are some kind of discussions that my parents were shy having with me, and I know that once I give birth to my kids, I would want to have those discussions with them. You know, I want to make them feel very comfortable to have those kind of discussions with me. Do you understand? So you can't say that, oh, because they are doing this to their parents, their children are going to do it to them. I feel like they will learn from their mistakes and it will not happen again. Do you get? I'd love to hear what you guys think about this whole no contact thing in the comment section. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. Please leave a comment, like this video, subscribe if you feel like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.